Upon the journey of my life, I found myself alone in the darkness and could no longer find my true way. 'Cause from library's depths beasts came alive, and through bindings broke as they did contrive, these shadowy demons and twisted creatures seeking prey. Stoker's fangs, Yates' ghostly cries, a banshee's wail beneath cold skies. Each fiend wore a veil of human guise betrayed. I saw them roam, these beasts of lore, adopted masks, each costume worn, to blend with us, to walk, to play, where masks are shed and shadows fade to grey. But as I gazed upon their fearsome art, a question grew within my heart. Had I too donned a mask that led astray? For with every ghoul, each monstrous face, a mirror showed my own disgrace. The parts I played, the roles I long portrayed. But books, those haunted tomes of old, they offer not just stories told, but pathways, maps to find a brighter way. And within their lines, new lives to try, 1,000 worlds where truth may lie, in dissolving masks that hide our face away. In this game of life, now I was the prey. Those things I see when I close my eyes. Those things I see when I close my eyes. Those things I see when I close my eyes.
I wandered out across the beautiful stars. I fell within a part of the solar wind. And I was trying to make it back to me and you, back to a time when I was the one for you.
In the void I discovered the person I'd become, lost in thoughts where the glistening stars began to lead me numb, and the moonlit paths revealed the distance in our fate. In the bewildering shadows of time, it seemed redemption came too late.
I saw new worlds that no one else had seen, with storms that raged for 300 years, the brightest height. When the comets collide, the stars that lived and the stars that had died. And I wanted it so much for you to know that I never wanted to be left here on my own.
Cosmic winds carried whispers of all that we had lost, but I knew that our light would have dimmed so much that we finally paid the cost. And through all this darkness, setting out to find something new, leaving love lost up in the stars and knowing it's done with you.
I dreamt a dream of the world I'd left behind, of the change in autumn days, the roll of thunder and the people taking shelter as the rain sweeps across the land, as it falls on your seas.
Now the echoes of space in your graceful embrace takes me far away from your side. In the spiral of time, all that one from us both has slowly faded and died. But when every star is a mirror of the things that did unwind, and the fire in my soul will burn this bright. Now we're finally left behind. To and fro, kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they were all seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear, and I silent some strange race wrecked solitary here. I felt a funeral in my brain. I felt a funeral in my brain. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seems that sense was breaking through. And then they were all seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear, and I in silence some strange race wrecked solitary here. I felt a funeral in my brain. 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 And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then I felt a funeral in my brain. 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 I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they were all seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear, and I in silence some strange race wrecked solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then
the evening light's desire, as and when the colors will conspire, with thoughts of loss and all regrets, through cups of tea and cigarettes, to dream of how to find a way back to where it was then, as and when. Now and then the stars go out above. Now and then you're in a place I'm dreaming of, where hearts burn bright and can't disguise the truth that hides in alibis, to show what once was the way. So bring back yesterday, as and when. Getting back face to face, different time, different place, as and when. We sit on stools and old regrets that live within the silhouettes and burn bright like kerosene, to guide me back to what was then, back to where it was then, back to who I was then, as and when. As and when. As and when.
The weapons of divine justice are blunted by the sorrows of the offender. And while distressing can be the loss of time, to be redeemed once more in love would truly be a thing of splendor. As from the hollows it might spring, and through shadows, as with solid things, it fills the emptiness. As tender as the early morning breeze of May, which heralds the breathing fragrances of dawn. She was like the gentle air striking softly upon my brow, or the sweetness of ambrosia to which I would be drawn. An angelic butterfly, leaving all defenses bare, or a mountain you could climb without a care, as you rise above the weariness. 'Cause of all the acts for which one should atone, this in particular you must understand, that love alone is the seed of every merit in you, beyond measure, a wealth greater than which can be held in your hand. But justice does not descend from its own pinnacle to create a second kingdom of two. So when you find a perfect jewel that is reachable, just hold on to it like it's the path to heaven.